Not a lot. Like you said, PT school had more downtime than I thought, and they just can't get me away from here. Come hang out with the guys as much as I can, and that's about it.
Your 6 years at SNU, a pretty important time as that coincided with Coach Hayda's time at SNU. What were some things that you saw, progress over the course of your time there? Very different program today than it was when you first got here.
Yes, like you said, Hayda came in halfway through my freshman year. We hit COVID, obviously, and everything, but just changing the locker room, changing the culture, the mindset behind games, and like one of the biggest things that stuck to me that Hayda says all the time is, are you willing to fight regardless of score or circumstance? And just having guys come out and not guessing on who their opponent's going to be, but having guys that you can see the fight in them the whole game through. They're not giving up on games. Like, the culture in the locker room is better. Guys are pulling for each other. So it's come a long way in the locker room, and it shows on the field.
Certainly nothing much more indicative of that than last year's result against Ouachita. We'll get to that later, but you obviously played a big part in that monumental upset last year on the road in Arkadelphia. And, how big was that for the guys in the locker room ultimately?
Yeah, it's huge. Like I said, are you willing to fight regardless of score or circumstance? And when you're 0-8 on the road against an 8-0 team, are you willing to go out and fight? And it just really put everything that Hayda had kind of been preaching to us and on the scoreboard, that it just shows if you really do have the willing to go out and fight, and that good things will happen.
Well, lots to get to here in our pregame show. Right now, we'll step aside for the national anthem here in Bethany. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with Coach Dustin Hayda, as well as a look back to last year's win over the Tigers and a preview of today's matchup between Southern Nazarene and Ouachita Baptist. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.
Renew is the University Counseling Center. We are located at 6710 Northwest 43rd Street, just north of the Webster Commons. Renew offers a variety of services, including individual counseling, couples counseling, and psychoeducational workshops. The first 5 sessions for students are free, and students will never pay more than $10 per session. Faculty counseling is just $40 per session. Renew is open Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Fridays from 11 a.m. until 6 p.m. For more information, visit renew.snu.edu or email renew@mail.snu.edu.
And welcome into our pregame conversation with SNU head coach Dustin Hayda. The Crimson Storm at home today, taking on the Ouachita Baptist Tigers. And Dustin, going to last week, tough one on the road against Arkansas Monticello. It's a game of inches, just a couple plays here and there, and could have been a lot different there.
Yeah, it really was. And you look back at the tape and drive charts and things like that, and we were on a really good roll of doing what we wanted to do offensively. When you look at the drive chart, we had some really good drives. We overcame a lot. We only had 2 penalties. We just couldn't finish down in the red zone. And we had some assignment busts and a couple communication busts, and versus the things that they were doing that were a little bit different looks for us. And so we got to get those things cleaned up and go. And then defensively, we had to be better on first down than we were. We'd fixed our second long, third and longs were a ton better than they'd been. And then we sacrificed a little bit of yardage on first down that we'd like to get back. But, we're learning as we go and still learning and progressing and doing what we need to do. We just got to put it all together, and hopefully today's that day.
Relative to kind of your expectations of this year's team, where you at as far as the progress you'd like to see from both sides of the ball?
Yeah, we're probably not. We're offensively not where we want to be, of course, and even statistically. But we just look at from an assignment penalty standpoint, we're just not quite where we want to be and where we expected to be, and we hope to get that back. And the guys are working hard at it and learning and progressing. Defensively, man, we've been as good as we've ever been, and then not. So just working on consistency defensively and offensively, really. But we're always trying to get better, and this is another step in that today.
Today brings up last year, and, obviously it's a new year, a new matchup, new players on both sides of the ball, but we'd be remiss to not talk a little bit about last year's win at Ouachita. What did that do for you guys as a program last year?
Well, probably the biggest thing it did was just build confidence in those guys, whether it's stated or unstated. Doing something like that on the road in a short week, and it just gives those guys a little bit of subliminal confidence that they can play with anybody and they can do it, and the blueprint of how to do that with playing tough and playing really mistake-free-ish and overcoming big obstacles, and that they can do that. And so I think just the confidence excuse me, the confidence that comes from that was probably the biggest thing to take from that. But yeah, it's a new year, and probably going to be the hunted this year instead of the hunter. So that's a little bit different, but we learned a ton from that game, and as a program, and confidence, and what we can do when we play well and play tough, and that's what we're looking to do again.
Is there an opportunity there to kind of maybe take advantage of Ouachita wanting to exact a measure of revenge and use maybe that over-ambition against them a little bit?
No, probably not. I mean, it is what it is, and when you start going, you can talk all week about themes and all this stuff, and then you're going to kick off, and you got to block, and you got to tackle, and you got to be penalty free, and you can't turn the ball over, and you got to force turnovers. So all that stuff has nothing to do with the themes of the week or kind of what the mindset is. It's you got to play great football, and you've got to do it consistently over and over again, and that's what we hope to get done.
Ouachita comes in 2-3, their worst start to a season in 15, 20 years. What has been something that they've kind of just struggled with? A lot of new faces, but still a lot of talent over there on that sideline.
Yeah, they're a talented group, and their record is they've had some tough breaks, man, but some dropped interceptions that could have changed their season, some turnovers that were marginal that would have changed their whole season. So we don't put a lot into their record, and in fact, we're playing Ouachita. We're not playing the first 5 games over again, and so this is the one that matters. They're a talented group, and I think they've been feeling themselves out with their offensive identity. New defensive coordinator, maybe the same way, just figuring out who they are. Well, now you're at 6 games, so we're going to get them at their best, and that's what we expect.
What are some areas that really stand out to you about them on the field?
Their skill position players on offense are as fast as they've ever had, and so that's a really scary proposition if they can get those dudes in space with the football, which is what they want to do. They're a scary group of running dudes, and so you've got to tackle well in space. You have to rally to the football, and everybody's got to get to the football, and so that's what's really stands out offensively, and I think that's one of the things they've been trying to do is figure out a way to consistently get those guys the ball in space. And so offensively, that's kind of what keeps you up at night is the speed and efficiency of those dudes. And then defensively, they're the same, man. The way they play, very physical. Their front 4 is new, but they're great. I mean, they get off the football and really, really go. So they're athletic in their back end, and their linebackers will run and strike. And so it's the same deal, man. You gotta block them. You got to identify on the perimeter and be assignment proof, and then just play really tough at it.
Well, Dustin, thank you so much for your time as always, and looking forward to seeing you guys out there against the Tigers today.
Appreciate it. Have a good day.
And welcome back to Bethany, ladies and gentlemen. Another hot one for SNU football. Temperatures right now in Bethany about 83 degrees, a light breeze out of the south. But once again, another hot day. At least next Thursday will not be quite as warm, as it'll be a 6 o'clock kickoff for SNU and Southwestern Oklahoma State on the fall break special. As we continue on in our pregame show, Dalen, let's look at this offense. SNU has struggled a little bit offensively this year, not quite picking up where they ended the year last year, that strong finish in those last 4 games offensively, and really just been struggling to hold on to the ball. See there, just 52 plays a game. The defense has already played over a game more worth of plays with that disparity. But from your perspective, just following along, what has been kind of the key issue?
Just looking for some consistency. They haven't just getting 11 guys right consistently on every play, and then being better on third down, which all starts on first and second down, because you look at the paper and they've been pretty bad on third down, but a lot of those third downs are 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6 plus, and it's really hard to be good on third down when you put yourself in that spot. So just being consistently better with 11 guys will help them out on third down, hopefully.
Ouachita is struggling to hold on to the ball as well this year. Not quite the same offensive behemoth they have been in past years. A lot of new faces, though, in that backfield. No Kendall Givens, no T.J. Gibson as well, so that has definitely changed the calculus a little bit, but they're still a very dangerous bunch, as you heard Coach Hayda say just a minute ago. Very skilled at the wide receiver position in particular.
Yeah, absolutely. They, like you said, they lost a lot of guys, and they reloaded with several more. Some of these guys definitely played an important role last year and just kind of expanded on that this year, and they're doing some new things schematically to keep them more involved, and you can't just hand the ball off to Kendall Givens every play, but they definitely are still going to be pretty stout on offense.
Defensively, though, SNU has done well. They have put a product on the field that certainly, statistically speaking, is one of the best units that we've seen in quite some time for SNU. 4th in yards per play allowed, have only allowed over 28 points just once this year in that season opener against Henderson. That things kind of got out of hand late in that one. But they're 4th in the conference in yards per carry allowed and 4th in yards per passing attempt allowed. So they've done a great job of making opponents really earn it. Just haven't quite been able to get teams off the field consistently. But what have you really liked from this SNU defense this year?
Yeah, they are physical striking dudes. They get after it. I've talked to Andy about this too, the improvement on the defense of how physical they are. Like, you see some of these bigger teams, your Hendersons, your Southern Arcs, they used to come strike us, and it'd be hard to stand back up to them. And these dudes, they give it right back, and they get after the football, try and take away football as much as they can, and they bring the intensity in the run game that really helps.
One area SNU's been particularly good in is the red zone defense. Opponents scoring just 2/3 of the time in the red zone on 24 trips and just 12 touchdowns. So SNU's really employed kind of that bend but don't break mentality defensively, and it has served them well so far. If the offense is able to find that consistency, like you mentioned, it'll be a really, really good product on the field for the Crimson Storm. SNU coming into today 1-4 this year. The Tigers just 2-3 so far this season. The last time the Tigers had 3 losses in a year, you have to go back to 2017, and in the regular season, I have to go all the way back to 2016. But the last time that the Tigers were under 500 at any point in the year was 2008, and that was the first year of the current streak that they're on of having a winning record every year since 2008 under Coach Todd Knight, who is in his 27th year at Ouachita Baptist, but he didn't get off to the most stellar of starts there, just 2 winning seasons in the first 15 years, and he had an unblemished record against SNU until Halloween night last year. We got some highlights from that final drive last year, and Dalen, as you look back to that game from a year ago, what's running through your mind? You're down against the number 3 team, but you've got a chance to go win the game here.
Yeah, I just never really felt like we were down. It was a really back-and-forth game. The defense made some incredible plays and kept us in it the whole time. They made plays. KVP obviously was outstanding. And you get in the last drive, and the same thing all game. Just go out there and get first downs. That's all we're thinking about. And then you looking back at some of this stuff, Bryson really came alive and made some great throws, some great scrambles in the pocket here, just keeping everything alive. And then you get down to the last couple plays, it just – like you said, running offense, the deal never changed being down or 2 minute. It was just go out there, get first downs, and run your offense. So,
yeah, and you look back, certainly on this last drive in particular, as you see there was nothing fluky about this game. It wasn't like there was some blown calls or lucky turnovers or anything like that. I mean, it was a game where you guys were just out-physicaled them down the stretch.
Yeah, like I said, just being physical, being consistent. We were just right there in it the whole time. You don't want to, they always say you don't want to let a bad team hang around. We're 0-8. Things start to happen when you let teams hang around. We just stuck around, and then we got our opportunity late in the game, and we took advantage of it. So.
Yep, you sure did right there on the tight end screen, which Coach Hayda made a point to mention that plays on the call sheet today. But you got in for that winning touchdown there. You got a great image of it, ironically, that image there that is hanging up in Coach Hayda's office now. Former Ouachita running back Isaac Edwards doing some freelance photography work
Beautiful shot there.
Yeah,
Is that on your wall too?
It is. That's what all the seniors get their portraits in the year, and that's what I ended up getting. I remember coming over at the end of the game, and he's like, "I really hate to say this, but I just got the best picture ever." He's like, "Just make sure to tag me when you share this." So,
Absolutely. There's a certain irony that the former Ouachita running back is the one who got the best picture of the winning touchdown. But as we look to today, that game is in the past. Certainly fuels some confidence mentally, but it's not going to affect today in any way, shape, or form. But as you look at this game, what you've seen from both teams, what are some of your keys here this afternoon?
like I said, just being consistent on offense. Can't have penalties on first down. You got to stay on schedule. Just keeps your offense really open. You can't let any team specifically, but you just got to stay on schedule so you have your entire playbook on second and third down, and then you can keep teams off balance. If you're getting behind the sticks, then it really limits you, and then lets teams make you a little more one-dimensional, and then that's where SNU really starts to struggle. So just coming out, being consistent, and sustaining drives by being good on first and second down, and that'll keep you good on third down.
SNU will receive, sporting the new gray uniforms this year. Got the new tops on today to go with the white pants, white helmets. Ouachita with the tiger stripe purple helmets with white stripes, all white uniforms. They got a new top this year, a little bit different number font there across the way. SNU's going to receive to start the ball game. They'll be moving to the south from left to right here in the first quarter into, again, not too much of a breeze. Shouldn't be too much of a problem for either kicker or quarterback here this afternoon. But with SNU getting the ball first, you got the opportunity to build that consistency right out of the gate. And one way SNU's been able to do that this year is through running back Caden Barron, true sophomore out of Ringling. 7th in the conference, 330-plus yards on the ground this year. And he's a bit of a different back than SNU's had over the past few years.
Yeah, he's been playing extremely well, and to see the growth from him from last year to this year has been incredible. You can tell, he really feels the game. He feels where he needs to be running now, and like I said, he's been playing unbelievably.
Well, we are just about set for kickoff, but we might have a momentary delay. Our line judge on the far side of the field is talking with SNU trainer Michael Brobston. It looks like he's trying to stretch out a left leg maybe or something, tweak something perhaps. But he's off the field on the far side. And so it looks like he's going to take the kickoff off for now, as the spotting official is going to take his spot down on the end zone to our left on the far sideline. Bethany's own Dax Jaggers set to kick this one away. Didn't have to change his wardrobe as he went from Bethany High School to Ouachita Baptist, and he sends this end-over-end kick through the end zone for the touchback. So SNU will start 1st and 25.
It'll be interesting to see how SNU comes out. Like I said, the important part is starting off early, sustaining drives as many as you can. You want to SNU has a unique offense, so you never know truly what you're going to get each week. You can only practice so many things, and so sustaining drives gives you the best opportunity to really, I hate to say feel out a team, but really see what a team's going to try to do against you. And having a bunch of short drives makes it really hard to get meaningful possessions, and that's not a good start. Good job.
Snap came early there from Evan Sullivan, and Bryson Evans able to avert disaster and get back to the original line of scrimmage. So an interesting start there, as nobody was really set. I'm surprised the officials didn't blow that dead for a flag. But now, very quickly, it's 2nd down and 10. Here comes May in motion. Fakes the give to him. Barron slips a little bit as he tried to cut back into the middle of the line. And just like that, it's 3rd and 9 after the gain of 1.
Yeah, like I said, you got to eliminate mistakes on first down. You put yourself in 2nd and 10, and now 3rd and 9. It really makes you one-dimensional. You're limited in your playbook here. So
one thing Ouachita has struggled with is 3rd down defense. Dead last in the GAC, giving up 46.5% on third down. Evans takes the snap, rolling to his left. Has space out there, fires it down the field, looking deep, and it's intercepted. Coming over to make the interception there is number 29, Braylon Johnson, the senior out of Whitehall, Arkansas. Didn't get enough air under that pass. He was looking out for Cotton Tanner, the receiver, and did not quite get enough air under it as Johnson able to undercut it. And after a bounce-back game last week, Evans with the interception there, his 8th of the season. So here are the Tigers, 1st and 10 at their own 43-yard line. Less than a minute gone by in the first quarter. Quarterback Nate Tinbarge, a sophomore out of Prosper High School in Salina, Texas. Takes a snap. Quick screen out to Carter McElhaney, and he is tripped up on the far side by Elijah Simons in SNU territory at the 49-yard line. Gain of 8 on first down. It'll be 2nd down and 2. Snap, handoff. Trying to string it out is the running back for the Tigers. That's Jalen Broadley. Redshirt freshman out of Texarkana, Texas. He is taken down after a gain of 1 down to the 48. 3rd down and 1 here for the Tigers. Seeing if SNU can get off the field early. Tinbarge takes a snap, pulls it out of the belly, and is knocked down by Karsten Keene at the 44-yard line, but the pickup of 4 is enough for the first down.
Yeah, everybody expecting Ouachita to be downhill run there. 3rd and short. It's Ouachita's bread and butter, and Nate, he can run a little bit, so we'll see how they go today.
Give us to Chris Henley on first down, and he's taken down after a gain of 2. Carter Brock and Simons in on the tackle. The Tigers lost 65% of their carries last year between Kendall Givens and quarterback Eli Livingston to graduation. Givens 41% toting the rock last year. Henley 278 on the ground with 3 scores a year ago. Tinbarge played in 9 games at quarterback as well. SNU saw all 3 quarterbacks a year ago. High snap, Tinbarge has it. Gives it to Henley off the right side, cuts back inside, runs over Simons inside the 30-yard line to the 28. So a big pickup there for Henley, and the Tigers are on the march. .48 to go, first quarter. 1st and 10 Tigers, 2 wide receivers left, 1 to the right. McElhaney in the backfield. Tinbarge running off the left side and gains 5 down to the 23-yard line. McElhaney lining up there in that H-back slot and backing up as an option player there. Tinbarge had plenty of space around the left side. 2nd and 5 for the Tigers. It's an early interception from Bryson Evans, setting the Tigers up with good field position. Tinbarge gives to Henley, looking right side, and he's going to be wrestled down after a gain of 3. Jake Wright in there on the tackle, and Jake Wright in our defensive spotlight today. 35 tackles, 3rd in the conference this season with 5.5 tackles for loss. He's a smaller guy, Dalen, but he plays so much bigger, and that's very cliche, but he really does play so much bigger than he is.
Absolutely. You will never meet a guy that has a bigger motor than Jake Wright. I mean, he is 110 miles an hour the entire time you're around him. If he's on the football field, he is going crazy.
3rd and 2 from the 20-yard line. McElhaney in motion to the left side. Tinbarge runs the option right, and Treadwell is blasted out of bounds by Ethan Miner. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage with forward progress, but a great job stringing that out by the SNU defense. 4th down and 2 here. 5 minutes gone by in the first quarter, and SNU had that one dead to rights the whole way. And they're going to send on the field goal unit. In Bethany's own Dax Jaggers, 4 of 6 on field goals this year. But as long as just 30 yards, this would be a season long of 37. From the right hash, SNU blocked 2 field goals against Southeastern 2 weeks ago. See if they can get another one here today. Keene nearly got there off the end, but the field goal is up and no good. Wide to the right.
That's a big stop for the defense. Now offense got to come out and put something together, any kind of a drive. 2 first downs, all they're looking for. That's what we say. Just go out, get 2 first downs, and the drive's probably going to go well.
So once again, a bend but don't break possession there for the SNU defense. Forces the missed field goal, and Keene off that end's become a bit of a weapon for this SNU special teams.
Yeah, I don't know what Indy's done down there. He's got some kind of voodoo magic on kickers. That's got to be the best in the conference on a field goal block.
1st and 10 for SNU. Ball on the right hash from the 20-yard line. 3 left. Now Cody Conway, the tight end, over there as well. Handoff to Barron. Tried to find a cutback lane, but he is stacked up at the 23-yard line. Ball popped down, but officials had blown the play dead. So gain of 3 up to the 23-yard line makes it 2nd down and 7. May comes in motion, makes it 2 wide receivers up top. Evans pulls it out of his belly. Oh, and a great pop pass across the middle. The RPO to Cody Conway up to the 40-yard line, a gain of 17 yards and a 1st down for SNU.
That's where we had a lot of success last year is RPO and these linebackers. They can get a little bit wide at times, trying to keep numbers over our receivers so we can't play on the perimeter as much. So you get the wide backer and that single Mike trying to control the whole box.
Evans hands to Bird on the speed sweep and picks up a good solid gain of 6 yards on 1st down up to the 46-yard line. So they'll mark him out of bounds at the 45. So 5 yards on 1st down. You'll take that every time.
So here's a good situation, 2nd and 5. Now you can run your run action pass. You have your entire playbook. You come back to just pretty much anything you want here.
Two wide receivers right. Evans takes a snap, pulls it out of Barron's belly. Option to the right. Late pitch. It's behind May as Evans was going down, and it goes out of bounds for a loss of 1 back to the 44-yard line. Evans had already picked up 3 by the time he optioned late. So that makes it now 3rd and 6 instead of 3rd and 2.
It's really not, it's obviously you want to execute there. You want to get a late pitch, man. He's gone if he can get that ball to D-May. It's a great job taking it and getting vertical after that first guy. And like you said, 2nd and 5, you can live with a 3rd and 1 or 1st down there, but going for the home run play.
Evans takes a snap. Back to pass. Under pressure. Fires it out to the SNU sideline. It's incomplete. Nobody in the area. We'll see if we're going to get intentional grounding here as Evans retreated back into the tackle box, it looked like. So we'll see if the official drops a flag here. Head linesman still talking with the referee. And they are going to drop the flag. And nobody in the area. Ball did get past the line of scrimmage, but I think they're going to.
He was throwing to KB on this backside, trying to sneak him out. He was well covered. KB was well down the field.
So the ruling would be in that situation that Evans was still in the tackle box when he threw it away. And Coach Hayda taking a little walk behind the players to cool off. So he did not agree with that. So the ball back at the 30-yard line. Cameron Van Pruyen leading the conference in punt average, 10th in the nation at 43.5 yards per boot. Low spinner here and comes down to the Tigers at the 35. Returner makes a man miss. Running down, and it's going to be Van Pruyen who got the tackle there. So I don't believe that was.
We're gonna have a hold on Ouachita here.
It was Nate Stafford on the return. And Van Pruyen was the one who took him down at the 34-yard line. So great return for Stafford, but we'll see what the flag is here. So during the kick, so that's going to be a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the reception. So that'll back the Tigers all the way back to their own 23-yard line instead of the SNU 34. So a fortuitous change there. Kick came out a little bit low, gave Stafford a good opportunity there on the return. 7 minutes to go, first quarter, still scoreless as the Tigers with their second possession of the afternoon. They come out 2 wide to the right, 1 to the left. And Treadwell is the back with Tinbarge. He's got the carry, tried to bounce it, and ran right into Carter Brock. And when you do that, you're going to the ground very quickly. No gain on first down. It'll be 2nd and 10. Tight end goes off the field for the Tigers. 2-by-2 here from the middle of the field. Tinbarge hesitates, now cuts it back into the middle, and he's going to be wrestled to the ground there by SNU's defensive lineman Drake Kilman, sophomore out of River Road High School in Amarillo, Texas. Gains 6 up to the 29-yard line, makes it 3rd down and 4 for the Tigers.
Good opportunity to get off the field here.
Trips right here for Ouachita. Tinbarge looks that way. Now he escapes the pocket right, has a lot of space. He's got the first down and scoots out of bounds at the 35-yard line, escorted out there by Ethan Miner. But it's enough for the first down for Ouachita Baptist as they move the chains here with just under 6 minutes to go in the opening quarter.
It's a great job on the edge of matching everything, covering up the receivers. We can just keep him in the pocket. That'd be
2-by-2 stack here. Treadwell vacates the backfield. Tinbarge looking deep on the post to McElhaney, and he dropped it. Hit him right in the hands. That was pay dirt for McElhaney, who'd gotten past Karsten Keene. Just the matchup the Tigers wanted, as McElhaney, one of the most electric players in the conference, and that's just a straight drop by the junior.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the ones with the expanded role in the offense. Last year they have Connor Flanagan and their kind of gadget guy, and McElhaney's definitely stepped up and filled that role and had some really electric plays this year.
2nd and 10. Stafford runs into the backfield for the Tigers. Give is to Treadwell up the middle. Falls forward for about 3 or 4 yards. Kilman in on that tackle once again. They give him 3 up to the 38-yard line, so now 3rd down and 7. Trips left here for the Tigers. Tinbarge has the snap, back to pass. Has time, sets up, fires across the middle, and he's got his man. That is A.J. Jones, a senior out of Sunnyvale, California, all the way up at the SNU 44-yard line. Big pickup there on 3rd down and a 1st down for the Tigers. Tigers rolling without a tight end here over the last several plays. Screen pass out to Stafford, good blocking on the outside, and he scoots down inside the 40 all the way down to the 37-yard line. Gain of 7 on 1st down, makes it 2nd and 3 for Ouachita. Tigers pushing tempo here in this opening quarter. Tinbarge quickly gives it to Treadwell up the middle. And carrying Jake Wright down inside the 30 is Chris Henley, all the way down to the 27. It's a gain of 10. And Jake Wright down and slow to get up, not getting up. So training staff out to attend to the senior out of Southmore High School. And we'll step aside for a break here in a scoreless first quarter with the Tigers on the move.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Since 1899, Southern Nazarene University has been shaping lives through Christ-centered education and community. At SNU, learning is personal. Our professors know your name and care about your future, preparing you to live with purpose and serve with compassion. At SNU, you'll experience a vibrant campus life with long-standing traditions, competitive athletics, and service opportunities to make a difference in the world around.
First and 10, Tigers at the SNU 27-yard line. Tigers have run with a 4 wide receiver set here on this possession. Tinbarge, quick hit to the outside, looking for Jeremiah Howard. It falls incomplete as that pass was a little bit high and deflected off his hands. Second and 10. Tinbarge running the option right, cuts it inside and is crushed from behind by Jamari Johnson. Seth Sproul coming in as well to finish off that play. Gain of 9 down to the 18-yard line, makes it 3rd down and 1 for Ouachita. Drive started back at the Ouachita 23-yard line. The snap over his
We
head.
got it. Return it.
Jesse Fairchild couldn't fall on it. Carter Brock does.
And he gave it back.
And it's taken away from him back at the 47-yard line. Tinbarge is hurt. Just an absolute crazy play there. I couldn't see who took it back. I think it was A.J. Jones who took it back. You see the snap goes through Tinbarge's hand, and he's hurt immediately. Fairchild couldn't pick it up. Carter Brock did. And then A.J. Jones coming in, or excuse me, that was Howard. So Ouachita gifted a first down as Brock couldn't hold on to the return, and Dalen, that's 2 weeks in a row for Carter. Had the
We're gonna have to
interception.
send Carter with the running backs this week, work on ball security. Keeps getting chances at touchdowns.
So now into the game at quarterback is Trey Nichols, a freshman from Arlington Bowie High School. Gives to McElhaney on the speed sweep, and Brock meets him in the backfield, fighting through the block of number 72, Hunter Nucci, and still able to put his face mask right in McElhaney's grill for no gain. Second and 10, Nichols slips, and Brock there to take him down with Fairchild. Again, no gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down and 10.
Carter's on a mission to get that ball back, get another chance out of here. 2 plays in a row.
Absolutely.
Wreaking havoc.
Can't imagine that happening 2 weeks in a row.
Good situation here, 3rd and 10, backup quarterback. That's exactly where you want them.
Nichols, quick hitter, incomplete off the hands of the junior Bo Baker. Brings up 4th down, and the Tigers had 3rd and 1 in the red zone, and instead are going to have to punt. Great stand by this SNU defense, and we'll certainly keep an eye on the status of Nate Tinbarge. Damn, it was kind of weird. Didn't really see what happened there. Just as soon as the snap went through his arms, immediately holding his right arm.
Down, yeah. Oh, almost got there.
Freshman Nick Parker sends the punt high, end over end kick, and it's fielded by Desmond Williams at the 11-yard line. Timeout on the field, 1:51 to go in the first quarter. Scoreless between the Tigers and the Crimson Storm. We'll be back after these messages.
It's a beautiful morning, Scotty, and we have an early game today.
That injured list, it's getting longer by the minute.
Not to mention, there's apparently a nasty virus sweeping through the locker room.
Yeah, but these players, they're in good hands.
All of them need to feel their best this season, Scotty.
Yes, they do, Jack, because this team is on track to win it all this year.
Every day, Mercy's team is ready to take care of yours, bringing you the care you need now. Find out all the ways to access Mercy at mercynow.net.
SNU is really different. We're a small community, we all know one another's names, and I really love it here.
Being at SNU prepared me to be a working individual, as well as a leader in my church, home, and community.
SNU really set me up for life. I met my best friends here, I met my husband here, I got to travel the world. I am so glad I was able to attend SNU.
SNU has made me into the man I am today.
My name is Haley, and I am a proud graduate of Southern Nazarene University.
Scoreless first quarter here in Bethany as the SNU defense has risen to the occasion so far this afternoon. The SNU offense looking to do the same and balance the play disparity. 22-8 so far in favor of the Tigers. Evans gives it to Caden Barron, trying to get outside, and he's wrestled down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. First man there for the Tigers, Gabe Bonner, the junior out of Little Rock, Arkansas. Second down and 10 upcoming. Two wide receivers left, one to the right for SNU from the right hash. Now Bird goes in motion. Evans fakes the give to him, has a hole around the right side, nearly had the ball stripped, but hung on to it. And able to get 8 yards up to the 22-yard line. And Dalen, we had a great angle on that. That ball was, it was not secure there for a minute.
Yeah, that's a great play by him, just to slow down and take the hit, secure the ball instead of trying to make another superhero play there.
Third down and short. Steven Cisco, transfer from UCO, out on the field for the first time today. Diamond formation here. The give is to Barron, and he is spilled up at the 23, 24-yard line. You'll see the spot here. The head linesman is marking him a little bit short, it appears. So it'll be 4th and half a yard. And here comes the jumbo package here. No hesitation here from Coach Hayda, even inside their own 25-yard line. Dan, this is about, can you just push your guy out of the way?
Absolutely, yeah.
Caden Manuel in at quarterback. 10 on the play clock. A check to the sideline, and we'll see if this is actually going to happen. And Coach Hayda is going to let the quarter expire, and he'll have plenty of time to think about it. 15 minutes in the books here in Bethany. Scoreless between Southern Nazarene and Ouachita Baptist. We'll take a break and come back with the start of the second stanza after these messages.
You're watching our live stream. Welcome. My name is Danny Thomason, and I'm the Director of Intercollegiate Athletics here at Southern Nazarene University. We're glad that you're enjoying our live stream. I just want to let you know that we believe that we can impact our student athletes here at Southern Nazarene University in 3 really important ways. First and foremost, always spiritually. We want our student athletes to grow spiritually. Secondly, we want them to grow academically. We want them to walk across that stage and get that degree, which is so important in their success in life. The third way is we want your athletes to be successful in their chosen sport. And we have an incredible staff of coaches and support staff that help them to do that, and a lot of resources. So thank you, and if you want more information about Southern Nazarene University Athletics, go to snuathletics.com, snuathletics.com, and remember, always bolts up. Woo!
Know how much Coach Hayda loves to go for it on fourth down, but even he's not going to go for it on fourth down, and a couple feet inside his own 25-yard line. He sends Cameron Van Pruyen on, which is always a good option. The nation's 10th leading punter and a top 10 field goal kicker.
Definitely makes the decision harder when you got a guy like KVP that can really flip a field and your defense playing well.
Knuckling end over and kick, high bounce. Stafford fields it at the 18-yard line, tries to get outside, and finally goes out of bounds up at the 29-yard line. So a nice return there for Stafford, but a good kick from Van Pruyen, flipping the field a bit. So the Tigers back out on offense, and it's going to be Trey Nichols staying out there to lead the charge here for Ouachita. And Tinbarge is done for the day. He's over on the far side, right arm in a sling. And Dalen, that certainly changes things a little bit, but in talking with Coach Hayda, he's very high on this freshman quarterback and excited about what he can bring. As you see Tinbarge heading toward the locker room there on the far side, and again, just a weird deal. The snap went through his hands and immediately went down, grabbing his right arm. Didn't see anybody hit it or anything, but you hope that Tinbarge is all right and that it's not something that's going to be a long-term injury for the sophomore.
Yeah, now we're just trying to figure out what Ouachita's going to do with the backup. If they're going to keep, they had already really expanded on quarterback run this year. He's an athletic kid. I've watched him in pregame, so we'll see what direction they go with their offense here. Hopefully our defense plays really sound football for a couple drives.
Nichols gives it to Henley on first down, spinning off a couple tackles. He'll gain 4 up to the 32-yard line. Jake Wright back out there after limping off on the last series. Seems to be all right. The wrestler's going to need a lot more than a little ding on the knee to be held out of a ball game. Nichols takes a snap, back to pass, has time, now escapes the pocket to his left. Great runner. He's all the way across midfield into SNU territory. Mark him out right at the midfield stripe. So big run of 17 on second down. 1st and 10 Tigers. No score so far. SNU has turned the Tigers away with a missed field goal and a forced punt off a odd turnover situation, and we got a false start here on Ouachita. So the whistle goes against Jeremiah Howard, the wide receiver on the far side of the field. So if you're keeping track, we've already had the Ouachita quarterback down. We've also had our line judge down. He's still over on the far side trying to stay loose, it appears, but officials working with just 7 right now instead of the usual 8. McElhaney motions into the backfield. Now option look. Nichols tripped up by Carter Brock, and Jake Wright finished him off. Gain of 4 back to the 49-yard line. Brings up 2nd down and 11. Dalen Tigers opting to not really go with a tight end much, keeping a lot of 4 wide receiver sets.
Yeah, new Ouachita this year for sure. Like I said, really expanded on the quarterback run stuff. Got a couple of athletic quarterbacks.
Pass to the left flat is high, but caught by Bo Baker. He gets down inside the 45 to the 43. Brings up 3rd down and 3 for Ouachita. Bit of no man's land here for the Tigers. Expect this is probably 2-down territory here for the purple and white. Nichols takes a snap. Looked like everybody moved early, but Howard couldn't get out of his break, and the pass goes incomplete. It doesn't matter either way. Brings up 4th down and 3. Decision here for Todd Knight. Looks like the offense is going to stay out there. 4th down and 3, 12:22 to go, first half. SNU substitutes. Tigers did not, so the Tigers can get this going, but they choose to a little bit slower. Nichols takes a snap, has time, now escapes the pocket. He's got space. 40, 35, cuts inside 30, keeps his feet right down the middle. He'll score from 43 yards out on 4th and 3. And Trey Nichols, the freshman out of Arlington, making his presence felt, being thrust into duty with the injury to Tin Barge, and the Tigers strike first here in the second quarter.
Yeah, we just got to keep them bottled up. All their big plays today have been, the only way they've hurt us are QB scrambles or some of the QB runs, but really just keeping them guys bottled up is going to be important.
Jaggers on for the extra point. And that one is up and good. So it's 12-12 to go in the first half. Our new score now, Ouachita 7 and SNU 0. And Dalen, from a defensive perspective, what does this quarterback change for the Crimson Storm defensively?
Really shouldn't change much because the starter, he's more he's a runner too. They really involve him in the run game. He just like I said, several of their big plays come from both quarterbacks just scrambling. So in general, it's not necessarily, I don't think the quarterback change is going to hurt us. We just need to keep them bottled up when we do get them into 3rd and mediums, 3rd and longs. So they do a good job. They really, honestly, a lot of their offensive stuff kind of resembles the things we do. Two-way offense. You're reading a lot of stuff. You're letting the quarterback keep it on a lot more. So a whole new Ouachita this year on offense.
Now, don't really have that skilled tight end H-back role. Of course, not having any Swoboda on the field. Of course, Hunter and his brother over the, I believe Tucker was his brother's name, over the past several years. Finally, no Swobodas on the sideline there for Ouachita, so going to roll with no H-back tight end position on the field for the Tigers. So the Tigers kicking off now left to right here in the second quarter. Karomo Collins standing inside his 10-yard line, ready to receive this one.
Kicking into that slight breeze now. Looks like they're going to sky it, maybe get a chance of something here.
They do just that. Collins will have a chance from the 17. And he scoots up just shy of the 30-yard line. Solid field position here for the Crimson Storm. They mark him out right at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 for SNU. And then the offense has had a couple moments. But again, that consistency, just haven't been able to string something together just yet. Just 11 plays for 20 yards. Tigers now at 28 plays for 153 yards. So same script has played out so far here in this one. And SNU 0 for 3 on 3rd down. Really need to have a good drive here. Evans takes the snap, fakes the give to Barron, rolls out to his left, hits the tight end Conaway in the flat, and he is wrestled down by Mario Ganter, the senior cornerback, after a gain of 3. Makes it 2nd down and 7.
Still good for first down, though, taking what they give you, not putting the ball in harm's way, keeping you on schedule here.
Evans gives to Barron. Big hole up the middle. He's got space and just tripped up. Gabe Bonner caught his shoulder pad just enough to throw him off balance, but it's a good pickup to the 47-yard, pickup of 14 for Barron, and a first down for SNU.
It's a great block by Cody on that D tackle there, really walling him off and giving Caden a clear hole to run through.
Sure, watching Cody's success both last year and this year makes you swell a little bit with pride.
Yeah, it was really fun to have him around that last year.
Evans under pressure finds a check down in Braxton Bird in the backfield, and he takes all the space he needs and gets down into Ouachita territory at the 41-yard line. Great job by Evans, not forcing the downfield shot to Donald May there, and taking again what the defense gives you. And Bird just camped out over there on the sideline. Evans taking a hit off himself by not pulling that down as well. 1st and 10, Crimson Storm from the right hash. Option look to the left. Evans cuts it back up against the grain. Takes a big hit there from Bruin Barnes. It's a gain of 4 down to the Ouachita 37-yard line.
It's a great job of getting vertical, being good on first down. They were stretching it out. Our tight end didn't get the end all the way sealed up. He slips there. It's a great job by Bryson getting vertical and being good on first down.
2nd and 6, 9:45 to go, first half. Tigers lead this one 7-0. SNU on their best march of the day so far. Needing to cash in with points. 2 wide receivers right, 1 left. Here comes Collins in motion. Evans gives it to him, running to the right, hesitates, and he who hesitates is lost. As the Tigers take care of that, Pierce Smalley wraps up Collins right at the line of scrimmage, making it now 3rd and 6. Like Collins got caught between trying to take it around the end or cut it back up inside, and hesitation cost him dearly. 3rd and 6 from the Ouachita 37-yard line. And now a false start. I think they're going to get Conway out on the far side. There's a little flinch out on the Ouachita sideline, so that will make it now 3rd and 11 in a much different play situation here for the Crimson Storm. 2 wide left. Conway is to the right. Now May motions out to the left. Evans back to pass, has time. Quick hitter over the middle. Donald May has it. He's got a first down. That's a great throw in the middle of the zone from Bryson Evans.
Absolutely. Great job by D-May getting vertical and finding that spot in the zone.
Redshirt freshman Khalil Smith, you saw number 10, going more toward the flat, and that allowed that hole to open up for Donald May. Great conversion on 3rd and 11, and the march continues at the Ouachita 28-yard line. Evans takes the snap, pulls it out of the belly of Sparks, leans forward, and gains 3 down to the 25-yard line. 2nd down and 7. SNU no rush. That's been one thing that we've noticed over the years, Dalen, that the communication has gotten significantly smoother and better sideline to huddle over the course of the years with Coach Hayda's system. And now we've got another flag on the far side. Another false start on the Crimson Storm. Going to get Van Taylor with the false start on that one. Now it makes it 2nd and 12 back at the 30-yard line. Down to 7:12 to go in the second quarter. A fast-moving first half. SNU comes to the line of scrimmage with 10 on the play clock. 2 wide receivers right, 1 left. Conway to the right side of the formation. Evans fakes the give to Barron and finds a space. Upfield, 20, 15, and wrestled down by Bonner at the 12-yard line. Another first down for Bryson Evans.
Starting to get in some rhythm, starting to hit the plays they should hit, not letting the penalties and negative plays affect them.
You saw right guard Blake Nail go through the hole and didn't have anybody to block. Had to circle back hard even to just put a hand on somebody. Now 1st and 10, SNU at the 12-yard line. SNU first in the conference in red zone percentage. They're 10 of 11 this year. Evans fakes the bubble. Over the middle, wide open. Van Taylor, touchdown, Crimson Storm. The first touchdown of Taylor's career, the junior out of Alvord, Texas.
Great job, great call. Every past 4 weeks we've run bubble in that situation. 1st and 10, 1st and goal. You run bubble, 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 and right there you fake the bubble and leak the guy out across the middle.
We'll come back to that in just a moment after this extra point from Cameron Van Proyen. Operation smooth. And Van Proyen remains perfect on extra points. And Dalen, like you mentioned, you run bubble, bubble, bubble in that situation. And it's easy for people to not in the locker room on the headsets to say, well, run this, run that, run something different. But that touchdown is not possible if you're not running bubble all the time and every time, even over the course of multiple games, not just today, because that play was set up by what the Tigers saw on film, even if all those bubbles went for 0 or negative yardage.
Absolutely, and it helps when they've been good on it, which they have been. A couple times they had one a couple weeks ago blown dead because the refs weren't ready. And I'm sure, I don't have it right in front of me, but I'm sure they're averaging 4 or 5 yards a pop on bubble, which adds up. So
all tied up at 7 with 6:08 to go in the opening half. An outstanding march for the Crimson Storm. 9 plays and 70 yards, punctuated by the 12-yard touchdown pass from Bryson Evans to Van Taylor. And Evans has really shaken off that first drive interception nicely, Dalen. He's been right on the money ever since.
Absolutely. I don't want to jinx anything yet, but he's playing well. Taking the easy stuff that the defense gives him.
The always dangerous Carter McElhaney back deep. Van Proyen gets under this one a little bit. McElhaney will have an opportunity, and he lost the ball in the end zone. Now he's got to make something happen, and he's taken down inside the 5-yard line. Oh, my goodness. And you wonder if they might get bailed out here if he slipped down. No, he never was actually down. So the Tigers avert disaster by McElhaney being able to at least get out of the end zone. But now it'll be 1st and 10 at their own 4-yard line. What a break for this SNU defense.
Absolutely. I didn't imagine. I figured they're trying to kick that out the back of the end zone because he is dangerous. That's one of their best plays is kickoff return.
The give is to Treadwell. He's stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Jesse Fairchild, the last off the pile. 2nd down and 10, and an opportunity here with the true freshman quarterback. Maybe you can force a big mistake here.
Absolutely.
For the SNU defense. Tigers remain in that 4 wide receiver set. 3 wide to the right, 1 to the left here. Treadwell remains the back. Nichols takes a snap, gives to Treadwell, has a hole, closes quickly. Carter Brock and Jamari Johnson there, just a gain of 1 up to the 5-yard line, brings up 3rd down and 9.
Now you're putting them in a really tough situation for quarterback coming in. You're 3rd and 9, backed up in your own goal. They try to safely get it out. We'll see if they keep with the safe play calls here.
Jackson Lewis, redshirt freshman out of Klein, Texas, out on the field on this 3rd down for SNU. Defense. 3rd and 9. Nichols has a snap. Back to pass. Under pressure and sacked. Julian Campos gave right tackle Josh Robinson a ride back into the lap of Nichols, and he finished the play off.
And that's a great job on the back end of E Minor and whoever the safety was on this side of the field of covering up McElhaney, because the quarterback is watching him the entire way.
And now an opportunity on punt block here for SNU. Again, special teams has been a bit of a weapon for the Crimson Storm this season.
Opportunity for a punt block, an opportunity for Dez to have a good return here.
Nick Parker with his heels on the back line gets the punt away. End over end kick. Williams fields it at the 45 of Ouachita. And he is taken down. Nice coverage there by the Tigers. Gavin Vest. And a flag is down, thrown by the head linesman. We'll see if it might be offsides or illegal formation here. It is going to be offsides. So Todd Knight declines the penalty, so it'll be 1st and 10 SNU at the Ouachita 46-yard line. Great field position, obviously.
Capitalize on the momentum they have. Big score. You get the play on kickoff. Defense comes up with a stop when you need to. So just come out and take advantage of the momentum here right before the half.
SNU with 2 timeouts remaining. Scoreboard says 3, but they did take one. Or excuse me, they do have all 3. That was the end of the first quarter. They have 4 minutes, 3 timeouts, and the 2-minute timeout to work with here. Evans gives to Barron, keeps his feet, spins off another tackle, bounces to the outside. Good 5-yard gain for Caden Barron, finally taken down by Kendall Williams. It's a solid 5-yard pickup down to the 41-yard line. Second and 5 for SNU. Everybody in tight here for the Crimson Storm. Evans back to pass. In trouble, steps up, but he cannot escape, and he's ridden down hard by number 99, Jason Williams. 290-pound piggyback ride does not sound pleasant there for Bryson. It's a loss of 3 back to the 44-yard line. Brings up 3rd down and 7. Evans nearly escaped, stepping up in the pocket there, but not quite able to get away from big Jason Williams. It's a 3rd down and 7. Bird to the near side, makes 3 wide receivers on our side of the field. Evans back to pass, looking that way. Now moving around in the pocket, tried to do it again, and Williams got him again. Loss of 1 back to the 45-yard line, and that's going to bring on the punt unit. So a couple negative plays as Evans holding on to the ball and unable to escape the pocket. The clock's going to tick down to the 2-minute timeout. Their score tied at 7, so the Crimson Storm will be punting here on 4th and 9 after this timeout. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back to Bethany after these messages. This is SNU Football.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
One of my favorite things about SNU was the relationships I was able to have with people, with professors, with friends.
One thing that was purposely different about SNU was the integration of faith into the academics. I feel like I learned so much from that helped prepare me for life after college, to be a husband and someday to be a father. It was a really, really transformational time in my life.
My degree could have come from anywhere, but my relationships with people.
4th down and 9 from the Ouachita 45-yard line. Cameron Van Proyen on for his 3rd punt of the afternoon. Stafford standing at his own 10-yard line for the Tigers. See if Cam can pin him deep here. That one's a bit of a line drive knuckler. It checks up at the 5, but goes into the end zone. Van Proyen hadn't really gotten off a great-looking punt just yet, so the Tigers survive that scare with starting at 1st and 10 at their own 4 with no issue. And now the SNU defense back on the field looking to continue to make life hard for freshman Trey Nichols.
Yep, just continuing being good up front. These running backs are pretty good. They run really hard, but we're doing a good job of keeping the running backs bottled up, kind of making them a little more one-dimensional.
Nichols, quick bubble out to McElhaney. He's got it, and the electric junior off and running, and SNU just hitting, not wrapping up, and he gets all the way out to midfield. A pickup of 30 after he should have been down after a gain of less than 10. Tigers with all 3 of their timeouts. Clock moves, under a minute and a half to go. Nichols swings it out to Henley. Henley slips down. He was going nowhere anywhere as Ethan Miner got inside of McElhaney. Loss of 2 on the play, back to the Ouachita 48-yard line. And the Tigers will burn their first timeout of the half with 1:18 to go in the period.
Need some more of that. Some of our corners and safeties getting off those blocks. They keep throwing those quick screens. Those have been successful for them, but Ethan Miner there making a play.
Just a great job getting inside of that block. And you know, Dalen, when you see bubble and things like that every day in practice, the SNU defensive backs know exactly how to work around that sort of stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah, they get plenty of practice on the perimeter getting off blocks with us.
Minor redshirt senior out of Huntsville, Texas. 18 tackles and a pick so far this year. And counted on as a veteran in that group. Doing a great job out there so far this year. So 2nd down and 12 from the Ouachita 48-yard line as we're back to action with 1:18 to go. And the freshman Trey Nichols at quarterback for the Tigers as starter Nate Tinbarge out with a right arm injury. Nichols under pressure, evades the pocket, and he's got space. 40, 35, stumbling and taken down by Des Williams at the 30-yard line. That'll stop the clock momentarily to move the chains. The big run of 22 from the freshman Nichols, who already has a 43-yard touchdown run to his credit.
You gotta keep him balled up. He's eager to get out of the pocket. He doesn't want to keep his eyes downfield as soon as he feels a little pressure. We're doing a good job of covering up his first or even second read, and then we just got to keep him bottled up.
Illegal snap is the call on the senior Dylan Horton, the center. Honorable mention All-American last year, has not been at center all year long. Some maybe injury issues, just shuffling the lineup around a little bit. So Ouachita taking a timeout here with 58 seconds left to avoid the 10-second runoff, because the penalty occurred under 2 minutes. Automatic 10-second runoff if the clock was moving at the time.
Big opportunity for the defense here to hold them before the half, get into the half 7-7 game.
Breeze about the same as it's been all half, 10, 15 miles an hour or so as the Tigers drive into that south end zone. Tigers out gaining SNU by 100 yards at this point, but tied up in the category that matters, and that's the scoreboard. SNU's also held the ball a little bit longer than the Tigers so far in the first half. That'll flip because of this possession. So 1st and 15 from the 35. 2 by 2. Nichols back to pass. Blitz coming. Nichols steps up, fires over the middle. He's got McElhaney inside the 10-yard line. The blitz came from Elijah Simons. He did not get there in time. And it's 1st and goal. Tigers at the 8. Clock moves, 45 seconds. Nichols has the snap. Back to pass. Rolls to his right. He's hemmed in. Now he escapes. And he's wrestled down inside the 5 at the 2. And Todd Knight will use his last timeout with 33 seconds left. Second and goal from the 2. Once again, the legs of Trey Nichols, bit of an issue. If you go into the locker room here in just a moment, Dalen, what adjustments do you expect SNU to make as a result of his stronger desire to run, especially on scrambles?
Yeah, just got to make sure you're in your pass lanes, your pass rush lanes, and staying true to them, especially now. Doing a good job on the back end of covering a lot of stuff up. They give the one big play up there, but got a guy kind of roaming over 8 the whole time, doing a good job of covering him up. Just gotta keep the quarterback bottled up there. And defense and the run game too, we're super sound and everybody's in their fits and playing well. So I expect them to probably come out here to try to throw this ball if we can keep them bottled up here. No timeouts, only 30 seconds left. Don't have a lot of time to run the ball here.
Ball spotted just inside the 3. 3 wide receivers left, 1 to the right. Nichols takes the snap, back to pass. We're going to get a false start here.
That's a big help too.
Clock was already stopped, so there won't be a 10-second runoff here.
I imagine these false starts and people not getting set has a little bit to do with the backup quarterback coming in.
So now 2nd down from the 8. 33 seconds left in the half. Nichols takes a snap, looking, fade route, looking to the back corner. It's incomplete. He was looking for Jeremiah Howard. The pass was wide and out of bounds. Good coverage out there by the Crimson Storm's Jackson Lewis. That makes it now 3rd down and goal from just inside the 8-yard line. Nichols takes a snap, and we got another false start. This time is the right tackle, Terrence Roberson. And Dalen, from your couch, you might think, well, it's the same snap count. You're still going on 2. You're still going on 3. But everyone's cadence is going to be just a little bit different. And that little bit of difference is going to cause a different reaction from the linemen.
Absolutely, and the linemen are having to sit in their stance a little longer than normal. I'm sure the quarterback's taking one extra look. It's not quite as comfortable back there. So
3rd and goal from the 13. Nichols has time, now escapes the pocket, and he's taken down. Carter Brock took him down at the 8-yard line, and now fire drill here for the Tigers, and they're going to go for it offensively, and there's confusion.
It's a tough play for your
The quarterback's not even on the field.
Quarterback can't get tackled there.
10 seconds, now 7, 6,
Not set on the bottom.
5, 2 by 2. Nichols has it. Got the play off in time. Slant over the middle, knocked into the air. It is caught. Or is it caught? It doesn't matter. He stopped short of the end zone anyway, and the SNU defense holds once again.
It's a great job by the defense is holding him there, making the big play when he tries to roll out. Carter just following that quarterback now, makes the big tackle. Quarterback can't take a sack with no timeouts there.
See who got his hand on it. It was the guy. It was Emmanuel Obina who got his hand on it. He was looking for, I believe, McElhaney across the middle of the end zone, and McElhaney had a step on his defender. So a great job by Obina getting that big mitt up and knocking that away. And here at halftime, it's a 7-7 ball game. And Dalen, we know that Ouachita hasn't been themselves as we have come to know them over the past decade plus under Todd Knight, but still the Crimson Storm with a tremendous first half, especially defensively, keeping the Tigers in check despite giving up that 243 yards in the opening half.
Absolutely. They've played amazing. They've played great all year. They've played great today so far. Just a couple big plays adding to that, really. You take out those couple quarterback scrambles and the big catch by McElhaney. Defense is really holding the Ouachita's offense. So offense just keeps needing to sustain more drives. They did a lot better today than they have. Sustain a couple more drives and give yourself a chance right here at the end. You go into halftime 0-0 basically. So fresh new ball game in the second half.
Yeah, you look at the numbers, 39 plays, 243 yards for Ouachita, 23 plays, 101 yards for SNU. But the key thing for this defense in particular is the time of possession. Ouachita 15-32, SNU 14-28. You only move the ball 100 yards for as far as total offense is concerned, but you held the ball. You gave your defense rest, which is something that can't be said for some of the other games earlier in the year.
Absolutely. That's probably the closest it's been all year, like you said, and then defense is showing that, staying fresh and playing tip-top shape. So. And they're doing good. Offense is, like I said, done good on third down. Still been in some third and longs, but they've played well through that. They've overcome some of their negative plays, some of their penalties, and so coming out in the second half, just keeping some of that rhythm they built up in the first half and starting out fast here on their first couple drives.
Well, it'll be a second half of adjustments, and we will talk about some of those possibilities after this extended break. At halftime in Bethany, Southern Nazarene and Ouachita Baptist all tied up at 7 apiece. We'll be back after this timeout and the GAC Rewind to break it down for you and get you set for the second half of action. This is SNU Football.
Renew is the University Counseling Center. We are located at 6710 Northwest 43rd Street, just north of the Webster Commons. Renew offers a variety of services, including individual counseling, couples counseling, and psychoeducational workshops. The first 5 sessions for students are free, and students will never pay more than $10 per session. Faculty counseling is just $40 per session. Renew is open Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Fridays from 11 a.m. until 6 p.m. For more information, visit renew.snu.edu or email renew@mail.snu.edu.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Since 1899, Southern Nazarene University has been shaping lives through Christ-centered education and community. At SNU, learning is personal. Our professors know your name and care about your future, preparing you to live with purpose and serve with compassion. At SNU, you'll experience a vibrant campus life with long-standing traditions, competitive athletics, and service opportunities to make a difference in the world around you. Life at SNU is about growing, academically, socially, and spiritually. Experience a purposefully different education at Southern Nazarene University.
It's a beautiful morning, Scotty, and we have an early game today.
That injured list, it's getting longer by the minute.
Not to mention, there's apparently a nasty virus sweeping through the locker room.
Yeah, but these players, they're in good hands.
All of them need to feel their best this season, Scotty.
Yes, they do, Jack, because this team is on track to win it all this year.
Every day, Mercy's team is ready to take care of yours, bringing you the care you need now. Find out all the ways to access Mercy at mercynow.net.
SNU is really different. We're a small community, we all know one another's names, and I really love it here.
Being at SNU prepared me to be a working individual, as well as a leader in my church, home, and community.
SNU really set me up for life. I met my best friends here, I met my husband here, I got to travel the world. I am so glad I was able to attend SNU.
SNU has made me into the man I am today.
My name is Haley, and I am a proud graduate of Southern Nazarene University.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
I know I would not have gotten anywhere else. Go to snu.edu to apply or to schedule a visit. One of my favorite things about SNU was the relationships I was able to have with people, with professors, with friends.
One thing that was purposely different about SNU was the integration of faith into the academics. I feel like I learned so much from that helped prepare me for life after college, to be a husband and someday to be a father. It was a really, really transformational time in my life.
My degree could have come from anywhere, but my relationships with people, I know I would not have gotten anywhere else. Go to snu.edu to apply or to schedule a visit.
If you're watching our live stream, welcome. My name is Danny Thomason, and I'm the Director of Intercollegiate Athletics here at Southern Nazarene University. We're glad that you're enjoying our live stream. I just want to let you know that we believe that we can impact our student athletes here at Southern Nazarene University in three really important ways. First and foremost, always spiritually. We want our student athletes to grow spiritually. Secondly, we want them to grow academically. We want them to walk across that stage and get that degree, which is so important in their success in life. The third way is we want your athletes to be successful in their chosen sport. And we have an incredible staff of coaches and support staff that help them to do that, and a lot of resources. So thank you, and if you want more information about Southern Nazarene University Athletics, go to snuathletics.com, snuathletics.com, and remember, always bolts up.
This is the Week 5 GAC Rewind. I'm Isaac Bourne. Henderson State used a 21-point third quarter to come from behind and defeat SWOSU 35-32. The Reddies were led by 333 yards of total offense and 3 total touchdowns from quarterback Andrew Edwards, who became the 6th player in GAC history to eclipse the 10,000-yard mark for his career. Bulldog quarterback MJ Rivers gained 260 yards of total offense with 4 total touchdowns in the shootout. Here's a 19-yard touchdown run from Dylan Jones that gave the Reddies the cushion they'd need.
4th and 1 coming up for the Reddies. Edwards in the shotgun, Jones to his left hip pocket. Edwards takes the snap, hands it off to Jones, breaking free, 10-5, touchdown, Henderson State. What a big play on 4th and 1. Dylan Jones finds the end zone to put the Reddies up big here in the fourth quarter.
Arkansas Tech got a go-ahead 1-yard touchdown run from quarterback Dominic Feliciano with 3:10 left in the fourth quarter to defeat Southeastern 14-10. It was the second score of the quarter for the Wonder Boys, helping them come back from a 10-0 deficit. Jack Dawson found Gavin Waits for the first touchdown and set up the Feliciano touchdown with a 46-yard pass to Scout Brazil. The Tech momentum started thanks to the first career interception from Trey Howard on the first play of the fourth quarter. Here's Sam Strassner on River Country KCJC.
Julian Lopez is among the players at the linebacker level for Arkansas Tech. Man in motion for Southeastern is Trevin Hohenberger. LeVay Duncan wants to throw to the near side. It is intercepted, picked off for Arkansas Tech by Trey Howard. Howard bringing it back down the near sideline. He's to the Southeastern 30, tackled from behind for the Savage Storm by Jack Sternberger. But that is the big play the Wonder Boys have been looking for all night long.
Harding's offense rushed for 475 yards and 8 rushing touchdowns, and the defense held East Central to 78 total yards in a 65-0 victory. Bison's running back Braden Jay picked up 138 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground on 7 carries, while Deshaun Chairs had 89 yards and a touchdown on 7 carries. Linebacker Clark Griffin had 8 tackles with 3.5 tackles for loss and a sack. Here's Braden Jay's 66-yard touchdown run that opened the scoring on the first play of the game, as called by Billy Morgan of the Harding Sports Network.
So now from the 34-yard line, Keelan tossed to the left side. Jay running outside the hash marks. 45, midfield, down the sideline. 35-30, to the 20, to the 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Harding. Braden Jay on the first offensive play from scrimmage. Goes 66 yards, and the Bisons grab an early 6-0 lead.
SAU outscored Northwestern 28-6 in the second half, on its way to a 42-16 win over the Rangers. Running back Arquez Gomez led the way for the Mule Riders with 118 yards rushing and a touchdown on 12 carries, and defensive end Casey Cobb had 3 sacks on the afternoon. For the Rangers, it was wide receiver Royal Kyle with 115 yards receiving on 4 receptions. Here's the second quarter touchdown run that gave SAU a lead that they would extend in the second half. Dan Gregory on the Mule Rider Sports Network.
Line it up in a hurry. First down, Southern Arkansas. Harris wants to throw. Does. Has a man. Williams not touched to the end zone. Touchdown, Southern Arkansas. 23 yards for the score.
Ouachita's defense forced 3 turnovers, and the Tigers used a strong second half to pull away from Oklahoma Baptist 35-13. Wide receiver Carter McElhaney led the way for the offense with 95 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns on 7 receptions, and linebacker Justin Crutchmer recorded 8 tackles and forced 2 fumbles. Bison quarterback TJ McMahon had 295 yards through the air in the contest, going 27 for 41 on his passes. Here's the first of McElhaney's 2 touchdown receptions from Rex Nelson on the Ouachita Football Network.
You're in field goal range, but you like to manufacture a touchdown here somehow. Looking, 10 bars. This time he does go deep. Got a receiver across the middle. Carter McElhaney in the 4, 3, 2, 1. Promised land. No flags down. It comes in the final seconds of the first half. Touchdown, Carter McElhaney. Touchdown, Ouachita.
Arkansas Monticello won its second straight game, defeating Southern Nazarene 23-9. UAM linebacker G. Evans led the Bull Weevil defense with 17 tackles, 5.5 tackles for loss, and 4 sacks. Bull Weevil quarterback Tavian Falk threw for 149 yards with a passing and a rushing touchdown. Crimson Storm Cameron Von Pruin went 3 for 3 on his field goals in the outing with a long of 37 to give SNU their only scores of the game. Here is Falk's rushing touchdown that gave UAM a 2-score lead, as called by Jimmy Sledge on KHBM 93.7.
Falk calling for the snap. Option right side. Falk cuts it back. He's going to be into the end zone. Touchdown. Tavion Falk from 6 yards out. Extends the UAM lead to 19-9, a 2-score lead, the first biggest lead of the ball game now for UAM.
Coming up this week in the Great American Conference, a Thursday matchup with Harding traveling to Durant to take on Southeastern at 6 o'clock. Then at 1 o'clock on Saturday, Northwestern will take on Henderson State. 3 games at 2 o'clock as UAM travels to Oklahoma Baptist, Ouachita to SNU, and Arkansas Tech to ECU. Then, capping off the day on Saturday, SWOSU will travel to Magnolia to take on Southern Arkansas. This has been the Week 5 GAC Rewind. I'm Isaac Bourne.
And welcome back to halftime here in Bethany. 7-7, our score between Southern Nazarene and Ouachita Baptist. Luke McConnell, Dalen Smith here with you. And Dalen, has been a fun first half. The SNU defense has shined in big moments, turning aside the Tigers multiple times here this afternoon. And they've done just enough. The offense has done just enough so far to keep pace. And now adjustment time. Trey Nichols, the freshman quarterback, in. Nate Tinbarge, the sophomore, went out in the first quarter with a shoulder injury. And you just wonder what is going to happen the rest of the way here this afternoon and what adjustments they make. What do you expect from Ouachita first?
I think a lot of their stuff will stay the same, maybe a little more simplified. It didn't look like they were giving him as much decision-making, maybe getting back to some more of that zone read, some of the quarterback option stuff they were running with Nate because this kid's athletic. So I'm sure they'll get back to some of that, and then just trying to keep him out of 3rd and long situations where we can make him a little more one-dimensional.
The flip side, obviously, Nichols in that first half showed a propensity to scramble, maybe a little bit more than you would expect in just given the play calls and things like that. How can SNU adjust to keep that contained a little bit better?
Just working with a quarterback spy. I think there towards the end of the half, that's how Carter Brock got him on that last play to kind of help run the clock out. We're just having a quarterback spy, D linemen staying good in their pass rush lanes, which they've done pretty all right, but when the plays extend that long, it's hard to keep them bottled up. We're doing a really good job on the back end of forcing him out of those situations, so we just got to capitalize on it.
First half numbers, Ouachita 10 first downs, SNU 6, 142 yards on 26 carries for Ouachita. It's 43 yards on 17 carries for SNU. Trey Nichols, 5 of 8 for 68 yards through the air, also carried 8 times for 93 yards and a touchdown for Ouachita in the first half. Bryson Evans, 4 for 5 and a touchdown, 55 yards. Also threw an interception on the first possession of the game. He's also carried 9 times for 14 yards after losses, 33 yards gained. Caden Barron, 6 carries, 24 yards. Chris Henley, 5 carries, 32 yards for Ouachita Baptist. Carter McElhaney, 3 catches, 65 yards. Cody Conway, 2 for 20 for SNU. Van Taylor with the touchdown reception for the Crimson Storm. SNU will be kicking off left to right to start this third quarter. Van Pruyen on to send this one away.
I expect kind of the same here with Van Pruyen, kind of maybe that short sky kick. You really don't want to kick a short kick into the breeze to McElhaney back there, so.
Bo Baker standing near the SNU sideline, just inside the 20-yard line, is kind of that up-back guy. And that's exactly where Van Pruyen sends it. And Bo Baker with the fair catch right at the 22-yard line. And that's where the Tigers will put it in play, 1st and 10.
Defensively, just need to stay sound here, eliminate the few big plays they did have. They played a really great first half. If you take out 3 plays, it's probably half of Ouachita's offense. So just staying sound and keeping him bottled up back there.
First give goes to Henley, nearly dropped it, and he gets outside. Stiff arms Carter Brock, finally wrestled out of bounds by Tyler Ulrich for the Crimson Storm, all the way up at the 41-yard line, so nearly a gain of 20 on first down for the Tigers. Tigers will go quickly, pushing the tempo here as they've done this afternoon. Give is to Henley again, finds hole up the middle. Ulrich couldn't bring him down, and all the way into SNU territory to the 45-yard line goes Chris Henley. 2 big carries for the junior out of Glen Heights, Texas. Ball on the left hash, 2 wide receivers right. Nichols down the seam looking for McElhaney, but overshot him. A little bit too much on a rope there on that throw from Nichols. Probably could have gone maybe a little bit more air under that pass. And Ulrich, who's been dealing with an injury, coming off a little bit limping. And Desmond Williams back out there at safety for the Crimson Storm. 2nd and 10 from the SNU 45. Ball on the left hash, 2 wide receivers right, 1 to the left. Low snap, Nichols picks it up off the ground. Has time, now he's in trouble. Escapes and is going to be wrestled down after a pickup of 6 to the 39-yard line. Brings up 3rd down and 4 here for Ouachita Baptist.
That's a great job by Jesse. Like I said, staying in your lanes, forcing them back into the pocket, not letting them get outside there, giving us the ability to get them wrapped up.
Nichols gives to Treadwell, and he's got the first down as he crosses the 35 down to the 34-yard line. Couple players both ways slow to get up. Jesse Fairchild has not gotten up. He's down at the 38-yard line. The training staff out to attend to Jesse, the junior out of Longview, Texas. Quick start here for the Tigers. Everything on the ground so far. As Fairchild able to be helped to his feet and heads back into the SNU sideline. So first down here for Ouachita at the SNU 34-yard line.
Gotta stay sound here. I'm sure they're looking for another shot for McElhaney. They got him behind us on that one. I'm sure it's coming up for another one here.
Ouachita lining up Bo Baker in kind of that H-back position off the right tackle's rear end. McElhaney into the backfield. Nichols pulls it back, looking down the middle, and it is caught! What a snag! Bo Baker, a one-hand snag down at the 7-yard line. That looked for sure to be an overthrow as Baker just slipped out, but what a snag. And now Jamari Johnson is down behind the play. Down before the ball was spotted. Ouachita sideline not necessarily very pleased with that development. But it was before the ball was spotted, so no timeout will be assessed to the Crimson Storm. It's a hot day again, mid-80s. Although Johnson looks like he's getting that left ankle looked at, not a cramping situation here. But it's 1st and goal for the Tigers. Johnson helped to his feet. He'll head to the sideline. Last time the Tigers had 1st and goal in the first half, SNU was able to turn them away. Let's see if they can do that again on this possession. 13:04 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Got to be better against the run here. They've just nothing crazy from Ouachita to start the half. We just giving up 5 and 6 at a time.
Here's Henley knifing through. Brandon Hobbs got a hold of his ankle and held him up. Give him the 6-yard line. And now we got a helmet lost by Brent Barbery. So he'll have to head off for a play. Second and goal from the 6. Empty formation here. Nichols gives to McElhaney. Speed sweep trying to get outside. Great leverage there by Jake Wright. Takes him down at the 4. Looked like a nice wrestling takedown there from the former Southmore Sabercat wrestler. Brings up 3rd and goal from the 4-yard line. Ball on the right hash, 2-by-2 set. Henley is the back to the right of Nichols. Now McElhaney motions, or excuse me, that's Baker motioning to the left side. Nichols back to pass, looking to the end zone. It's incomplete. McKinley, I think, slipped in his route. Second time that's happened this afternoon, Dalen, where the Tigers receiver slipped trying to break to the outside.
Absolutely. That's a good break there.
Brings up 4th down, and Dax Jaggers on to attempt the field goal. Missed from 37 earlier. This one a 28-yarder, or excuse me, a 21-yarder from the right hash. Spot, hold, kick, and this one is good. So with 11:41 to go in the 3rd quarter, our new score, Ouachita Baptist 10 and Southern Nazarene 7. We'll step aside for a quick timeout and come back with the SNU offense after these messages.
SNU is really different. We're a small community, we all know one another's names, and I really love it here.
Being at SNU prepared me to be a working individual, as well as a leader in my church, home, and community.
SNU really set me up for life. I met my best friends here, I met my husband here, I got to travel the world. I am so glad I was able to attend SNU.
SNU has made me into the man I am today.
My name is Haley, and I am a proud graduate of Southern Nazarene University.
The SNU defense once again bending but not breaking as they hold the Tigers to a field goal after 1st and goal at the 7-yard line. And Dalen, SNU's done a good job on 3rd downs, 4 of 11 for the Tigers today. Tigers getting plenty of yards, 314 so far, averaging 6.5 yards per play, but have not been able to punch it in tight against SNU. The lone touchdown for the Tigers coming from 43 yards out. But once again, that depth along the defensive line really pays dividends in these situations.
Absolutely. And like I said, a lot of those, you look at the stats of 6 yards of play and how many yards they have, but then you look at 3rd down and time of possession, they really haven't been on the field that long because our defense is doing a really good job for the most part, just giving up a couple of big plays. You look at that last drive, they, for the most part, pretty good. Ouachita doesn't do anything crazy or no adjustments, really, just running the running back and then have the one big play that sets them up for a field goal.
Jaggers' kick goes over Chromo Collins' head through the end zone for a touchback. So SNU comes out 1st and 10 from the right hash. 2 wide receivers left, 1 to the right. Evans fakes the give to Barron. Evaded a couple tacklers and was fortunate to get back to the original line of scrimmage as he had multiple Tigers in his lap on that one. 2nd and 10. Two wide right, 1 left. Bird to the left, now comes in motion to the near side. Evans takes a snap and rolls to the right. Nobody open, fires it down the sideline looking for Bird. Did he catch it? No, he did not. Bird said he came up with it.
It's a great effort by Bird there.
A tough angle down the sideline. You see Evans rolling all the way to the sideline before firing it to Bird.
Ooh, I don't know. I think he had it.
The official down below us, the field judge, said he did not, but no challenge flag comes out from Dustin Hayda. 3rd and 10. Evans back to pass. Has time, steps up in the pocket, and he's got all sorts of space. Cuts it back up and just came up short. It's going to be close. I think it's going to be 4th down and a yard.
Gave him close enough that Hayda's got to at least think about going for it. So it looks like they might.
And Hayda saying, go fast, get to the line of scrimmage, and make a play.
At least try to get him to jump here.
Now Evans checks to the sideline. 15 on the play clock still. Tigers all lined up in tight.
How bad do you want it?
Evans with the
great
snap,
job.
got a push, and he's got the first down. Nice push there by the right tackle, Tate Upchurch. And Evans followed the big fella for a gain of 4, all the way up to the 38-yard line. It's 1st and 10, SNU. An important first down for the Crimson Storm. The give is to Barron. Barron finds a hole, bounces off a tackler. He gets to the outside. 50, 45, and a flag comes
I think they're gonna
in.
get center on a crackback block here. Oh, my goodness.
Barron marked down inside the Ouachita 45-yard line, but it's coming back. We're going to get a hold on the center, Evan Sullivan. Coach Hayda less than pleased on it. And that, if that's on Evan Sullivan, folks, that's not a hold. I don't care if you're wearing crimson or purple today. Tough call on Evan Sullivan. And that negates a big run for Caden Barron. Making it 1st and 16 officially back at the 32-yard line. Caden Manuel's out there, lined up in the slot. He's nearly had it, but dropped it off his hands on the quick hitter. Braylon Johnson, who had the interception in the first quarter, came up to make the play. 2nd and 16 for the Crimson Storm. 9:21 to go in the 3rd quarter.
You don't need to force anything, cause a turnover here. Just looking to get about half this back, if that.
Here comes Donald May in motion. Now the give is to Manuel right up the middle. The big fella just carrying tacklers all the way out near midfield. A 1st down at the 48-yard line. 16 yards for the sophomore from Sealing.
Great run.
Also got to love Caden's helmet. He's got that weird kind of space helmet look.
Yeah, the new Axiom.
Evans fakes the give, back to
yeah.
pass.
Great
Over
job.
the middle, Conway on the near side, and he's pushed out of bounds inside the Ouachita 30-yard line. Conway with his 2nd reception of the day. And another big chunk play for this Crimson Storm offense. 1st and 10 at the Ouachita 29-yard line.
Now you're settled in, moving the ball. Just be really good on 1st down here.
Evan Gaddis, the backup tight end, out there at the moment. May in motion. Now the give is to Barron up the middle. A good gain of 4 down to the 25-yard line. Second down and 6. Feels kind of weird to say SNU finding themselves a little bit against Ouachita Baptist.
Yeah.
You know, just given histories and trends, that is where we're at here in 2025. Evans gives to Barron. Nice spin move, but he is wrestled down. Nice tackle there by Jabari Farms. Loss of 1 back to the 26-yard line.
And by all means, Ouachita, they're not up to what the standard they've set over, like you said, the last decade or so, but they're still a very good team.
3rd down and 7 from the 26-yard line would be a 43-yard field goal from here. So we're under 7 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. 10-7, Ouachita with the lead. 2 wide left, 1 to the right. Now Conway, the tight end, motions over to the left as well. Now Bird to the left. Evans back to pass. Fires it down the seam. It's behind his receiver and intercepted. Malik Relaford has it into the open field, and he's taken down by Blake Nail back up at the 37-yard line.
Got a sideline flag here, sideline warning.
So a flag on the field. Looking like it might also be against SNU. For sideline interference. So the 15-yard penalty will be marked off from the 36-yard line. Second interception of the day for Bryson Evans, just when SNU was putting themselves in position to maybe at least tie. A brutal turnover there. Now gives Ouachita good field position at the SNU 49-yard line.
Yeah, he's just got to sit in there and make that throw. He's got his guy. He's got enough time. He's just got to sit in there and make it.
Is there any, just from the offense, you knowing the offense and everything, is there any expectation there from Evans that Tanner's going to sit in that zone? You see him right in the middle of the field, right in kind of that hole, and then pass well behind him.
Yeah, I don't know if he's necessarily sitting. He might slow up, but that ball's still pretty far behind him for that to be on the receiver.
So the defense for SNU being called upon once again here with 6:27 to go in the 3rd quarter. So the penalty changed on Ben Rutherford from a sideline interference to an unsportsmanlike conduct. And the yardage is the same, but more meaningful as Ben has now one of his 2. And here's a pass to the tight end, Garrison Jackson. First time we've seen him targeted today. As he goes out of bounds at the 41-yard line. Gain of 8 on 1st down. So they leave Jackson out there. They've run a lot of 4 wide receiver set today, but
having a little more success just running the ball at the running back here. So
give is to Treadwell up the middle, jumps over the 40-yard line and is down at the 38. But that's enough for a Ouachita 1st down. Three wide receivers left, 1 right as Jackson off the field now. So back to that 4 wide receiver set. Nichols back to pass, pressure from Rutherford, pressure from Alcorn. He escapes both and is able to pick up a couple of yards down to the 36 before he is taken down by Drake Kilman coming over from his defensive tackle position. And Dalen, you got to you can see the confidence that offensive coordinator and Jay Derby and Coach Todd Knight have in Nichols. It's not just turn and hand it off or do easy throw. They're running their offense.
Yeah,
and some of this is
absolutely.
long developing.
Yeah, there's no change when they brought in the backup here. They're still running a lot of the same things they have, and we just got to be better against the run. Just simple zone run stuff they've been running. They've been 5-6 yards a pop there. So
that one to A.J. Jones inside the 25 down to the 23-yard line. Fresh set of bodies on the D-line for SNU. Here's Treadwell, finds some space at the middle, spinning off a couple of tackles, and he gets down all the way to the 12-yard line for another Ouachita first down. Tigers quickly to the line of scrimmage. Treadwell again hesitates, chops the feet, and gets down to the 8 for a gain of 4, second down. Tigers slow things down a little bit, down to just under 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. 10-7 Tigers, looking to take a 2-possession lead with a touchdown here. Nichols takes a snap, rolls to his right, fires it, but low and behind his target, A.J. Jones, and Nichols might have been better just keeping that himself and running it in.
yeah, he had a chance there.
So now third down. Tigers can get a first down at the 2-yard line. Ball spotted just outside the 8. So 3rd down and 6, we'll call it.
McElhaney, right side of the field there. You got a lot of field to work with. I'm sure they'll work towards that side.
Nichols takes a snap, steps up, fires over the middle, behind McElhaney. He missed it, and he was crushed by Karsten Keene. And McElhaney is down in the end zone.
Yeah, that was a hospital ball. He took a big shot.
McElhaney is to his feet, but does not feel good as Keene just blasted him in the back. So
Same.
4th down here for the Tigers.
Yep, another red zone attempt, another red zone, at least at worst, holding to a field goal here.
A 25-yard field goal from the left hash for the right-footed Dax Jaggers. Snap, hold, kick on the way, and it's good. So 3:34 to go in the third quarter. Tigers extend their lead once again, and now lead this one 13-7. Once again, SNU bowing up inside the red zone. SNU allowing touchdowns on just 50% of their drives, of opponents' drives into the red zone this season. And that stat is only going to get even better after today with how things have gone so far. Tigers have been in the red zone at least 3 times today.
Yeah, defense is still playing well. Like, same story as they have all year. The offense is coming together. They're putting drives together. They're getting the looks they want. They just got to finish them. So now we're in that second half. They're consistent. They're getting good rhythm. They're getting first downs, moving the ball, possessing the ball. Now you just got to finish drives. And like I said, it's nothing crazy. They're getting the looks they want. That's how they're moving the ball. They just don't turn it over and finish.
Two turnovers today for SNU, both of the interception variety. Promo Collins standing at his goal line. And Jaggers won't give him an opportunity to return this one. And he sends that one through the end zone. So 3:34 to go in the third quarter. The Tigers lead this one 13-7. SNU's lone touchdown coming in the second quarter. 12-yard pass to Van Taylor from Bryson Evans. Evans 5 of 9, 78 yards. 2 interceptions today. Hit just one of his last 4. 3 wide receivers left here for the Crimson Storm. They give this to Barron, trying to pick his way right, and he lost the football. He was able to get back on it, back at the 24, so a loss of 1. A good job by Caden getting back on top of that one and preventing a disaster situation there. 2nd and 11. Evans sends May out wider to the left. Takes a snap, looks that way. Now fires it down the seam through the hands of Donald May, who was wide open at the 38-yard line and let it go right through his hands. Similar spot to where he was on his lone reception in the first half. That brings up 3rd and 11.
Yeah, you see him patting his chest. He knows he's got to make that play. The opportunities you get, he's an older guy.
Big 3rd down here with the Tigers starting to lean on the Crimson Storm a little bit offensively and extend the lead. SNU needing to answer. Evans back to pass. Escapes the pocket. No, he cannot. Thought he had an angle, but Kendall Williams tracks him down from behind for the sack. And that is going to bring up a punt situation. About a half step from being a big pickup there, Dalen.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to give him crap for that. He's got to be a little faster. Same deal, though, just getting behind the sticks, making them one-dimensional, have to throw the ball on 2nd and 3rd and long. Just not a recipe for success.
Van Pruyen on to punt. And this one's a good one. Spiraling kick fielded by Nate Stafford at the 38. Dodges 1 tackler, dodges 2, and gets all the way across midfield to the 49-yard line. There's a flag on the far side of the field thrown by the head linesman. So we'll see. This might be an illegal formation penalty here on the Crimson Storm. And that is going to be the case. So we'll see if Todd Knight's going to add this on. So the 5-yard penalty enforced from the end of the return makes it 1st and 10 for the Tigers at the SNU 44-yard line. So the Crimson Storm defense in a tough spot here after the long return from Stafford and the penalty. Nichols gives to Henley. Big collision in the hole with Elijah Simons. It's a gain of 3.
You don't see a safety come downhill and strike like that very often.
There was some violent helmet movement there for both of them.
They keep running that little just zone. Had Bo Baker blocked down. They snuck him out on his second go. I'm sure they coming off play action there.
Nichols hemmed up and taken down as Carter Brock wrapping him up. They're going to be generous and give him 1 to the 41-yard line where it will be 3rd down and 7.
It's a great job of, I think it was Jesse getting upfield there, not letting him get outside the pocket to the flat where he wanted. He had all them guys just slipping out into the flat. And Carter just following around and making the play.
3rd and 7. The SNU defense needing a stop here. Trying to get the ball back to their offense. 2 wide either side for the Tigers. Nichols takes a snap, back to pass. Looking to the right, rolls that way. Now fires downfield, incomplete, looking for Bo Baker. Good defense there down the field by Des Williams, who was in coverage all the way around for this SNU defense. Nobody open in any way. Nick Parker on for his 3rd punt of the afternoon. Des Williams back inside his own 10. See if Parker can pin him deep. Oh, it's a nice end-over-end kick. And it hits at the 1 and goes into the end zone. So the Crimson Storm unharmed by the long punt return. The defense rises up and forces a 3 and out. Let's see what the offense can do here. First and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
I like some of the unbalanced stuff they're doing, getting back to the backside. They haven't hit on it yet, but Ouachita likes to go 4 over 3 and try to keep numbers, especially to the field.
Just 32 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. 2 wide receivers left, 1 to the right for SNU. Here comes May, and they give it to Barron up the middle, off around the right side he goes, and a big pickup of 16 yards on 1st down for Caden Barron. We'll see how much, if at all, Coach Hayda tries to push it before the end of the quarter and tells Evans to slow it down. We'll take this one to the 4th. 3 in the books here in Bethany. The Tigers on top 13-7 over Southern Nazarene. We'll be back with the final 15 minutes after this timeout. This is SNU football.
Since 1899, Southern Nazarene University has been shaping lives through Christ-centered education and community. At SNU, learning is personal. Our professors know your name and care about your future, preparing you to live with purpose and serve with compassion. At SNU, you'll experience a vibrant campus life with long-standing traditions, competitive athletics, and service opportunities to make a difference in the world around you. Life at SNU is about growing, academically, socially, and spiritually. Experience a purposefully different education at Southern Nazarene University.
Fourth quarter time here in Bethany. It's anyone's ball game as Ouachita leads 13-7. Crimson Storm looking for their 2nd consecutive win over Ouachita Baptist after last year's 18-17 upset over the Tigers in Arkadelphia. Bryson Evans takes a snap. Gives to Braxton Burton. He is knocked down in the backfield. A nice play there by Torion Phillips, a redshirt freshman out of Texarkana. That's a loss of 6 back to the 30-yard line as he got inside and underneath the block of Caden Barron. That puts SNU behind the sticks. So 2nd and 16 here. SNU with the wind at their backs here in the 4th quarter. And with the special teams player of the week in the GAC on your sideline. Could be big. Evans escapes the pocket. He's got space across the 45. Delivers a blow to Bruin Barnes.
Oh, they're waving like he fumbled it out there.
No signal. And officials.
There we go. That's a big play.
Yeah, Ouachita sideline thought there was a fumble, but Evans delivering the blow here on Bruin Barnes.
Nothing energizes a team like seeing a quarterback run through a guy like that.
Big pickup into Ouachita territory, just on the Ouachita side of midfield. 1st and 10, Crimson Storm. Evans gives to Barron. Into the teeth of the defense he goes. A solid carry of 3 or 4 yards on 1st down to the 46-yard line. 2nd down and 7 coming up. Evans very different from Gage Porter in a lot of ways, but not shy about contact, just the same.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't slide. If you're going to be a running quarterback and a running offense, you don't slide or run out of bounds. So, like I said, it just energizes everybody to, all right, just like that. Oh.
Evans following.
Get back to the backside.
Blake Nail around that right side, just tripped up out there by Jackson Carter. 3rd down and 3. SNU needs to cross the 40-yard line here.
They've done a really good job of making the plays when they need to today for the most part. Got behind the sticks a couple times, made some big plays. So you're in a really good 3rd and 4 here. This is what you want. This is all your 3rd downs. You just go pick it up.
SNU just 1 of 7 on 3rd down today. Need it here. Evans bobbled the snap, hesitates, dives forward. It'll make it 4th and short. At the 41, it'll be 4th and a long 1.
If I was betting, we're going to go for this for sure.
So they spot it just outside the 41. Ball needs to get just inside the 40. Double tight ends here for the Crimson Storm. As Coach Hayda affectionately refers to this package as the Nerd Squad, with Gaddis, Conway, and Evans all out there together. The give is to Barron, and he's got it just barely as he slipped right at the line to gain. Now the ball comes out, and the Tigers say they have it. And they do. Barron had the 1st down, slipped going into the pile, and then while he was being held up, had the ball ripped out. And just when SNU had converted on 4th down, they give it right back. See right there. Barron held up, got his arm a little bit high. The Tigers just ripped it away. 1st and 10, Ouachita. The give is to Treadwell, and he is drilled in the hole after a gain of 2. They're going to give him 3. The SNU sideline not pleased about how long that forward progress was allowed to continue.
It's another great job of Elijah Simmons, though, just coming down and just striking that running back. You do that enough, they'll be looking for you.
2nd and 7. Nichols back to pass, has time, finds McElhaney on the crosser, 45, down the sideline. He stayed in bounds, and he is going to be pushed out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. Down at the 2, couldn't see who he ran past on the first attempt, but the speedy McElhaney got around Karsten Keene and stayed in bounds all the way down to the 2-yard line. And the Tigers looking to go up 2 scores as we tick down to 10 minutes left in the game. Jumbo package in here. Nichols gives to Henley. Is he in? Tigers think so. He is. Touchdown, Ouachita. So with 10:08 to go, the Tigers extend their lead to 19-7, pending the extra point. The Tigers will go for 2 here to make it a full 14-point margin. Two wide either side, stack. Now Bo Baker comes to the right side of the formation. Nichols rolls that way, fires it in, and he's got Baker for the 2-point conversion. So with 10:08 to play, our new score, Tigers 21 and Crimson Storm 7. As the turnover comes back to bite the Crimson Storm in the worst way possible in that moment.
No, that's just a second untimely turnover there. You make a good play, you get the first down, turn it over. A minute ago we're driving in the red zone. Bryson throws the pick. Offense is showing a lot of sparks today. They still just got to hold on to the ball.
Quick check on scores from around the league. Final in Arkadelphia today, Henderson State all over Northwestern Oklahoma State, 59-0 as the Rangers remain winless this season. Out in Shawnee, early fourth quarter, Monticello leads Oklahoma Baptist 14-10. Down in Ada, a bit of a surprising score as East Central all over Arkansas Tech 30-7. Holding the Tigers, or the Wonder Boys, just 3 of 13 for 34 yards through the air. And down in Magnolia, Southern Arkansas leading Southwestern just 7-3 at halftime. So a low-scoring affair between those two schools. Thursday night action, it was Harding taking down Southeastern 35-7. High end over and kick. Devon Sparks comes up and fair catches it at the 25-yard line. So let's see what the offense is able to do. Like you said, Dalen, moving the ball pretty well here in the second half, but the turnovers have been big. Now 10:08 to go. It's a new, all 3 timeouts and the 2-minute timeout. Caden Manuel out there at running back after the fumble by Caden Barron. Evans gives to Bird on the speed sweep, cuts it up inside, and he's got 9 yards out to the 34-yard line. Great first down play, makes it 2nd and 1, and Bird comes to the sideline, a little worse for wear. Seems to be all right, still nicked up maybe. Second and 1. Evans, speed option, cuts it up inside, has enough for the first down. Opted not to pitch it to Donald May that time after the first quarter pitch went a little awry. He's got enough for the first down right at the 35-yard line. Clock ticking down to 9 minutes. Two wide receivers right, 1 left for SNU. Now Collins comes in motion. The give is to Manuel right up the middle, and he's snowed under by the Tigers' defensive line. That was Jabari Farms again, coming down low to make the tackle on Manuel.
One guy away from that hitting again. That's hit about 4 or 5 times today. That little wham play from tight end.
2nd and 11 after the loss of 1 back to the 34-yard line. And now a flag thrown by the umpire. And an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty given to left guard John Cantrell. So a 15-yard penalty backs it all the way up to the 19-yard line. Assuming that was a running your mouth penalty.
Knowing John, I imagine it was. He got hit a little bit late on that last play, and I'm sure he was just standing there jawing the defense while he's waiting on the play.
Don't think I've ever seen the football equivalent of just a technical foul like that.
Yeah, that's probably the first time I've ever seen one just for talking to the other team.
2nd and 26. Evans rolls, hits his man Caden Barron, stutter steps, spins across the 20 to the 25. So he gains 6 yards, making it 3rd down and 20.
If he's about a half step slower there, he can hit that vertical and not have to bump and spin off that guy.
Evans takes the snap, back to pass, has time. Now escapes the pocket to the right, fires it to the flat, and it's low and incomplete. Looking for Cody Conway. And SNU forced to punt as the 15-yard penalty on Cantrell costs SNU dearly. And it looked like Evans might have vacated the pocket just a little bit early there. Looked like he had a pretty good platform to throw from. Van Pruyen on to send this one away to Stafford. And that's a good one. Stafford able to field this at the 28. Makes a couple guys miss, crosses the 40. And gets all the way up to the 42-yard line. Flag back closer to the line of scrimmage, which we've seen that a lot on these punts.
Might have been another holding on Ouachita.
So the 10-yard penalty on the hold will push the Tigers back inside the 20-yard line to the 18. If there's a time for a quick 3 and out for the SNU defense, now would be it. Now we're trying to figure out where the ball should be spotted. And we're okay with the 17-yard line, so that's where we're going to play. First and 10 Tigers at their own 17.
Can't let them just run this clock out.
Nichols gives to Henley up the middle, stuck hard by Simons, but not before a gain of 7 up to the 24-yard line. Tigers obviously in no hurry. We're under 7 minutes to play with the Tigers leading 21-7. Henley again, met in the hole by Carter Brock, stood up and dropped at the 25-yard line. Brock along with Darnell Ikomi, freshman D lineman out of Arlington Bowie High School, former teammate of Trey Nichols, getting in on the action there.
You get your opportunity here. It's almost a must to get off the field right here for the defense.
3rd and 2. Two wide right, one left. Tight end is in. And Henley's got the first down as he plows ahead to the 30 or 29-yard line.
Yeah, and these scenarios. 1 first down, it burns a lot of clock.
Now, just a clock management game at this point. 5.5 minutes to go. And let's see what we got here. There was movement both ways on the clap from Nichols. See if they get Ikome with the offside, but it looked like there was multiple people moving there. And they are going to mark it off against, They are going to get Ikome jumping that. So Nichols weaponizing the clap there.
Maybe an accidental one there. Like everybody kind of got lucky. Everybody went.
Nichols choosing to throw. He's got his man A.J. Jones, and Jones breaks free. 40, 35, 30, chopped down inside the 25-yard line, and the Tigers going for the kill shot here against SNU as he's down to the 23-yard line of the Crimson Storm. Pick up a 43 yards on 1st and 5. First and 10, 4:37 to go in the ball game. SNU got to have a stop here. Give this to Lyric Treadwell, and he's wrapped up from behind. Jeremy Alcorn was there. Gain of 1 down to the 23-yard line. Second down and 9, but the clock continues to move. Play clock down to 15 for the Tigers as they come to the line of scrimmage. 3 wide left, 1 right. Nichols gets to Treadwell into the teeth of the defense, and Treadwell gets down to the 19-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd down and 5 with 3:23 to go in the ball game.
I expect just another simple run here because I see the coach over there counting tick marks. He's okay with the field goal from this range. Bringing it tight in. If they pick up the first down, great. If not, you're still making a 3-score game.
They're down at 5. High snap. Nichols gives to Treadwell. Timing was off, though, because of the high snap. No gain, and Coach Hayda will use his first timeout with 2:49 to go. Stop the clock. It'll be 4th down and 5 from the 19-yard line. Todd Knight here, Dalen. Do you go for the kill shot here, trying to go for a first down, knowing your defense has done a lot of good things today, or you just tried to take the points and, risk the SNU special teams, blocked 2 field goals 2 weeks ago. There's risk either way here.
Yeah, I think with 2:49, it's already a 2-score game. You probably just kick the field goal, feeling pretty comfortable that they're not going to score. You're still giving your defense a good chance with a 2-score lead here, so you might as well just give them a 3-score lead with the field goal. Still, a lot of bad would happen to Ouachita for even a blocked field goal to turn SNU around here. Looks like they're bringing the offense out, though.
So the Tigers will go here. With 2:49 left. 4th and 5. If you're SNU, you got to be aware of a hard count here. Just weaponized the clap against you a moment ago, and it was a quick one. It's a reverse to McElhaney. Nice block on the outside, and McElhaney will be shoved out of bounds. Nope, touchdown. Touchdown, Carter McElhaney from 19 yards out. He got a nice block on the outside from his quarterback, Trey Nichols, who was able to hold up Ben Rutherford just enough. And that is going to be the dagger here this afternoon. Extra point on the way and good from Dax Jaggers. So with 2:40 to play, Tigers have made it a 3-score game, 28-7. Ouachita in the lead. SNU have one more opportunity here to try to make some magic happen.
Yeah, I'd like to see them speed up operations and perform in the 2-minute. They've kind of struggled all year in 2-minute situations, so definitely speed up their operations and put a drive together here. Kind of going back to where we opened, you know, are you willing to fight regardless of score or circumstance? So.
Over in Shawnee, Oklahoma Baptist has taken the lead over Monticello, 17-14. Southern Arc up 14-6 now in the third quarter. And East Central now at 30-14 as the Wonder Boys trying to mount a fourth quarter comeback. Low helicopter kick. Nice job by Collins catching that out of the air. And Collins is taken down at the 28-yard line. I mean, that ball was...
Yeah, that was pretty impressive.
That was wild.
Never got 10 yards off the ground. Made it to the end zone.
Helicoptering. Collins just caught that out of the air like it was a perfect spiral. That was impressive. So 2:34 to work with, 2 timeouts plus the 2-minute timeout for SNU today. Down 28-7.
Like I said, just good decisions. Don't get it all back on the first play here. Perform in 2 minutes.
Evans drops the snap. Now rolling to his left. Fires it to the sideline. May cannot come up with it. Good coverage there from the Tigers. Unable to hold on to it up at midfield. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10. He was wanting May deep, but May did a nice job working back to his quarterback. Evans back to pass. Has plenty of time. Now runs away on the right side and scoots out of bounds at the line to gain. Not sure what happened over there on the far sideline, but Bo Baker coming off the bench to run after Evans coming back onto the field there.
I'm surprised they let that slide after we got one for standing in formation and talking.
1st and 10, Crimson Storm, and now we've come to the 2-minute timeout. So 2 minutes to go, 28-7 Ouachita. SNU trying to mount one last charge here in Bethany. We'll step aside for a brief timeout and come back with the conclusion after these messages.
If you're watching our live stream, welcome. My name is Danny Thomason, and I'm the Director of Intercollegiate Athletics here at Southern Nazarene University. We're glad that you're enjoying our live stream. I just want to let you know that we believe that we can impact our student athletes here at Southern Nazarene University in 3 really important ways. First and foremost, always spiritually. We want our student athletes to grow spiritually. Secondly, we want them to grow academically. We want them to walk across that stage and get that degree, which is so important in their success in life. The third way is we want your athletes to be successful in their chosen sport. And we have an incredible staff of coaches and support staff that help them to do that, and a lot of resources. So thank you, and if you want more information about Southern Nazarene University Athletics, go to snuathletics.com, snuathletics.com, and remember, always bolts up. Woo!
2 minutes to go here in Bethany. 1st and 10, Crimson Storm at their own 39-yard line. Evans fakes the give, back to pass, fires it out in the middle of the field to Braxton Bird, and he's wrapped up and taken down after a gain of 8 up to the 47-yard line. SNU will push tempo here. Clock moving, 1:40 to go. Evans takes the snap, rolls left, fires it looking for Cotton Tanner, and Cotton is tall, but he's not that tall as it sails over his head out of bounds. Stops the clock with 1:35 to go. 3rd down and 2. Two wide receivers right, 2 to the left. And Gaddis, the tight end, in the slot here for SNU. Evans looking to the out. Donald May had it in his hands, but it was knocked away from him by KJ Colin, freshman defensive back from Little Rock. That brings up 4th down and 2. Been a tough day for Donnie.
Yeah, that's another one right there. He's an older guy. He's got to go make that play.
Fourth and 2. Quick slant looking for Barron, and he and Evans not on the same page. Goes behind him. Barron hadn't even gotten his head turned around, and that's going to do it with 1:28 to go. Then it seems like that's one of those where quarterback has an idea about something, but the intended receiver not quite on the same page.
Yeah, probably one of those deals. He felt he had space, turn around quick, just right past the sticks, and receiver's or running back, I think is who he's trying to throw it to. Just runs a little further there.
Tigers backups all in here. Jordan Walker is the quarterback out there. SNU content to let this run as under a minute to play. Tigers Jalen Boardley on the carry. Comey lost his helmet for SNU. Drake Kilman comes on for him. Be 3rd down and 3. A discussion here. I think if one of the Ouachita players might need to come off. Ouachita declines a 10-second runoff for SNU, losing their helmet. So that stops the clock momentarily. Give is to Boardley up the middle, churning the legs hard, and he's going to have enough for the 1st down at the SNU 36-yard line. And that will officially do it. One more play needs to be run since the clock hasn't started yet. Walker claps his hands, gives to Boardley, running hard into the teeth of the defense and wrestled down, and that is going to do it this time. So Ouachita Baptist comes to Bethany and comes away with a 28-7 win. And to a certain extent, exacts maybe a little bit of revenge on SNU for the win in Arkadelphia last year, but certainly that will never be taken away from you guys in SNU. But Dalen, today it was all about the missed opportunities for the Crimson Storm.
Absolutely. Offense definitely took a step in the right direction. Just got to get rid of the untimely turnovers. They moved the ball a lot better today. And then defense, just like I said, just gave up one too many big plays. For the most part, they played really well. A couple of big plays really cost them. So.
Quick look at the final numbers. 23 first downs for Ouachita, 13 for Southern Nazarene. The Tigers, 51 carries, 261 yards on the ground today. SNU, 36 carries, 134 yards on the ground. Trey Nichols forced into action after an 8-10 barge. Went out with a right arm, right shoulder injury in the first quarter. He finished the day 10 of 18, 213 yards. Also carried 11 times for 102 yards and a touchdown. And for a true freshman, Dalen, he performed very well today.
Yeah, that's a big time to have to come into that game like that and step up and just run the offense like they were. And like you said, they didn't limit him. They just kept on running their offense and played well.
Bryson Evans, 7 of 17 for 90 yards and a touchdown through the air. Also had 2 interceptions. He carried 18 times for 60 yards officially. Caden Barron, 12 carries, 46 yards. Did have that fumble in the fourth quarter. 2 carries, 20 yards for Caden Manuel, and 3 carries for 8 yards for Braxton Bird. 13 carries, 79 yards for Chris Hensley. 12 carries, 36 yards for Lyric Treadwell. Carter McElhaney, 5 receptions, 132 yards. Also had a 20-yard rushing score to close this one out this afternoon. Cody Conway, 3 catches, 43 yards for SNU, and Van Taylor with the first touchdown reception of his career at SNU for 12 yards there in that first half. SNU just 1 of 10 on third down conversions today. They held the Tigers to 6 of 16 on third downs. And Dalen, the yardage, very different, 507 yards on 74 plays, 6.8 yards per play for Ouachita, 54 plays, 227 for SNU on 4.2 yards per play. But the time of possession pretty much dead even, which allowed SNU to have a fighting chance in this. They were letting, or Ouachita was able to move the ball, but just weren't able to score effectively.
Yeah, and like I said, a lot of those yards, it shows up big yardage with small time of possession. We just had a bunch of big chunk plays that we gave up. And then offensively, we were able to possess it and make drives, and just late turnovers and drives in the red zone really, really cost them.
So the Crimson Storm have a quick turnaround as they are back in action on Thursday night here in Bethany against Southwestern Oklahoma State. That's a 6 o'clock kickoff here at SNU Football Stadium. We'll have full coverage here on the Call Sports Network for you, and look forward to seeing SNU have the opportunity to bounce back. You know, you got that short week. It was a good short week last year. We'll see if we can have another good short week this year as well, as the Crimson Storm try to wash this one out and really just find their footing. A lot of good things today, just a lot of unfortunate intangible things today as well. Dalen, your final thoughts from your first broadcast.
Yeah, I hope I didn't bore anybody out there, and it was a lot of fun. Glad to be back. Just love being around SNU football, so It was a cool opportunity, and like I said, just hope they can get it together on a short week and get healthy and get schematically right to go play SWASU next week.
Be another tough one. The Bulldogs starting to build back up from the tough spot that they've been in as a program, so it'll be a tough task either way. So that'll do it for us. Ouachita wins this one 28-7 over Southern Nazarene. For all of us here at SNU Athletics, from our partner Dalen Smith and producer Grant McNew, I'm Luke McConnell saying good evening from Bethany, and bolts up, everyone.